In my last video, I covered Resident Evil 2's inconsistencies with the plot armor, just basically happening if Leon got choked out with the same amount of strength as some other dude getting his head squished, that he would somehow survive. And I was thinking to myself after that video, if there's an actual remake of a Resident Evil game that mischaracterizes the main antagonist. But I didn't have to guess no more because RE3 Remake exists. And today we're going to be talking about Nemesis, or more specifically, the remake version of him and his character. But first, we need to know what is Nemesis exactly, to figure out why I consider him a fraud.
Expose him!
Nemesis is a highly intelligent. Let's go over that word again. Nemesis is highly intelligent, ladies and gentlemen, in Resident Evil 3. And keep in mind, Nemesis isn't any regular BOW. He is the BOW, alright? He has literally the body of Mr. X and can use weapons like a rocket launcher or different guns, right? To take down his enemies, right? So, I just want the in-lore explanation on why he aura forms so much, bro. Like,
what are you talking about?
I don't have time to explain. You gotta get out of there right now!
Alright, let me grab my... What was that?
Like, it's hard for me to believe that a highly intelligent being sent on a mission to kill any STARS member would stop there and hesitate to kill a STARS member. It makes no sense for me, and I'm genuinely wondering in my mind, like, did Wesker have to do something with this? Did Wesker told, like, Luis, he was like, you know what, Luis, come here. I want you to implant my DNA of aura forming into the Nemesis, so that when Jill Valentine sees her life be taken away and knows that it was with style. Like, that is literally the only explanation on why Nemesis does what he does in RE3 Remake, right? And also in the remake, he doesn't even kill a single STARS member. At least in the OG version, he kills Brad, right?
Jill!
Brad!
We've gotta... Jill!
But in the remake, there is a genuine argument that he gets no bodies except for like these random ass civilians.
Big fella!
But those are civilians, alright? His main objective was to kill STARS members. STARS members! Yo, he got nobody. He got nobody. And some of you guys were saying, oh wait, but what about Mikhail, right? Mikhail, that I count that's a suicide, bro. As a heroic suicide. You know why? Because, like, Nemesis didn't finish him off. He got him bad, you know? He hit him bad, right? But he didn't get the final blow, right? And if you're still not convinced on why I call him a fraud, I'm gonna show you in-game footage of him being a fraud. We're gonna go in-depth on what he could have done better to actually get at least one kill. Starting off, it actually starts off pretty well. Nemi picks up Jill. Jill gets a few shots in. Nemi slams her. And Nemi throws a stomp. Nemi throws a punch, misses because Jill dodging. And you know what? It's actually a pretty good start of showing Nemesis' intelligence in terms of fighting. Forgot to mention where Nemesis throws a whole ass door at Jill for the cherry on top. Trust me, it's gonna get way worse the more we go on. So let's continue. They're escaping. Nemesis buzz on through a whole ass door with the whole slow motion, which I don't have a problem with this because this was in slow motion. Goes in for a grab, misses, and Jill's trying to crawl away. Nemesis reveals a tentacle, in which Jill gets pulled back by the Nemesis tentacle, but she finds a small sharp piece of stone and cuts the tentacle off. and she escapes by the neck of her teeth. Now, I do have a problem with this scene, mainly the part where the tentacle grabs Joe by the legs. Instead, for me, if I was directing the scene, I would have had the tentacle grab Joe by the neck and make it more dramatic like that to show that, hey, Nemesis is really here to kill Joe, right? Joe is still gonna grab that piece of debris and, cut off the tentacle, right? A small change, but I feel like it would just add to the scene much more. On to the next scene. Nemesis busts on through a wall, right? Throws Joe into a hallway of fire, slow walking, and then Joe looks in despair. Tries to punch Joe, Joe dodges, the floor breaks, they go down a hallway. Even more aura forming for whatever reason. Then slowly takes a piece of the roof of the hallway and tries to ram Jill with it. Jill eventually escapes because the hallway crumbles onto Nemesis. I have a problem with the beginning sequence. Basically, I didn't like how Nemesis busts down through the whole wall. I much rather prefer if Nemesis threw something at the wall. The wall breaks like it did how when Nemesis busts down through a wall. While Jill is disoriented, Nemi could have literally grabbed one of his tentacles, pulled the Jill towards her, but Jill, during the pull, regains her senses, cuts it with her knife. She's on the floor, like how Nami was gonna punch her in the first scene. Nami tries to punch her in the first scene, and then it would play the same way how it played in at the end with the whole ramming sequence. I feel like that would have been much better, showcasing Nemesis' intelligence and being like a stalker type of character. You know what I mean? He's a stalker, but he is so methodical in what he does. This next scene, the helicopter that was gonna rescue Joe just fucking explodes because of Nemesis throwing a rocket launcher at it, right? Joe's panicked, not knowing what happened. But as soon as she gets up, she sees Nemesis approaching from the dark corner. So she gets into this car, throws away this dead body, like she's Logan Paul, and then tries to start the car, but obviously, as Nemesis is approaching, she can't start the car, so she's panicking, right? And she continues to try to start the car until she eventually gets it to start, and then so she tries to ram it against Nemesis, but Nemesis obviously stops the car and tries to choke her out. But obviously, Jill is pressing the gas pedal for all her strength, and finally it moves and they crash into the floor, now taking Nemesis down with her. And obviously, Jill's trying to get all her senses back together because she just came out of a car crash. And the camera pans into this upside down shot where you could see Nemesis getting up from the crash and going towards Jill. Jill, obviously seeing that Nemesis is getting up and trying to finish her, crawls out of the car and, with her life on the line, tries to get up, but the car explodes and Nemesis walks through the fire, and Jill tries to crawl out of despair once again. And then Carlos comes in with a rocket launcher. Nemesis catches it with a tentacle, throws it away, but then obviously Carlos throws another rocket launcher at Nemesis, which finishes at Nemesis for the time being. Now, these two scenes, I really like one and I don't like the other one. I don't like the car scene where Nemesis is gonna get rammed through with Jill with the car, right? But I really like Carlos's scene because at least they're using the tentacle to catch the rocket, to throw the rocket away. Sure, he gets hit, but now the Jill part I don't like. Why is he walking slowly towards her? Second, why is he not using his tentacles like he did before in the other fight? He deadass could have used the tentacles on Jill's neck, or maybe used it on her eyes to blind her, right? So he doesn't ram it towards Nemesis, right? You see, that's what I don't like about a highly intelligent being not portrayed as a highly intelligent being. I feel like they could have done so much more. Maybe he smashed the ground so it would break, so when Jill tries to ram Nami, the ground breaks and she falls with the car to the ground. I feel like they could have done so much better with this scene, but I feel like this shit just does Nami so much injustice. Now, I want you guys to watch the next scene by itself because I'm not gonna talk over it. I just think it's really dumb, this scene, alright? I have so many problems with this scene. First of all, why didn't Nemi just crush her head when he grabbed her? Second of all, why did he throw her away? Third of all, why didn't he shoot his flamethrower literally the moment it was sighted on Jill, right? I would have done the scene, me personally, is made Nemi more like a stalker, Make more of his setup more of a stalker. Instead of the player getting grabbed by Nemi, what would happen instead is the player would actually get out of the sewers. But the moment a player gets out of the sewers, they're hit by a flashbang, right? And then Jill's disoriented. You could see by her perspective, she's disoriented. She's trying to make out what's going on. And then you just see during the disfiguration that there's like a shadow figure or like a figure coming towards you. And it's Nemi, right? And the moment Jill gains back her senses, it's too late. Nemi shoots his gun, right? But instead of bullets, it's like a little cable rope and it's wrapped around her neck. And Nemi has a wire and he pulls it towards him, right? And so Jill has to react quickly, cut the cable, and then go to the garage door that she went through, right? But at the same time, Nemi, when she's cutting her off and rolling that other way, he pulls out the flamethrower and then actually shoots it. But since Jill is already up on her feet, she runs away from the flamethrower. I feel like that would have been much more menacingly, and honestly would have fit Nemesis' character so much more, made him more intelligent, right? This is what we're missing. If the remake was that bad, at least make a Nemesis a threat. That's the bare minimum you guys could do, right? But Capcom didn't do it with this remake for whatever reason. Yeah, I don't even know if I could fix this scene. I mean, Joe just literally survived the whole ass rocket launcher, point blank, and a regular human survived that, and it wasn't blown to smithereens.
Hey, you okay? Go! Go!
Come on, forget about him!
Come on.
Some people would be like, oh, yeah, are you going to complain about the rocket launcher? I'm not, because I could see from the rocket launcher that it's a homing type with the laser, so I'm not going to complain too much. Maybe he should have just dipped the rocket launcher and got a new one like he did with the flamethrower. He literally got a new case. But minor complaints. The scene's overall alright. I have not too much complaints with it. Other apart from how Nemesis did not detect the mine, I have no idea. I mean, apparently he's supposed to be smart and he didn't see like the red. Next scene.
How is this fucker not dead yet?
No, they're gone. Come, this way.
Nikolai, what are you doing?
It's not after you.
Nikolai!
Get off my train, shitbird!
And just like I said in the beginning of the video, Mikhail literally goes sacrifice himself for Jill, for her to survive. And honestly, I really can't rate nothing in here, so I'm gonna say this is a good scene. They did a perfect job with it. And that's it for this video, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not gonna be covering Nemi Dog, mainly because I just wanted to cover his smart version. I feel like when he turns into Nemi Dog, he loses all his thinking skills and turns into brain rot and mush. So yeah, that's why I'm not putting Nemi Dog here, for you guys wondering. Plus he only gets one kill, which is Tyrell, but Tyrell has a good excuse. He was fucking bleeding out, or else he would have survived that shit. So yeah guys, if you guys liked and enjoyed this video, leave like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next. Peace.
Can we get much higher? So